We're not in Edinburgh yet, but we are in Scotland. And we're at a rest stop because we needed to rest. And also someone kind of took the wrong turning off a roundabout because our sat nav is really bad at being exact.
You don't have to tell them that.
But yeah, our sat nav is really bad at like being specific at where we got to go, so we kind of just took the wrong turning. But it was good because we were like, well, we can get out, stretch our legs and start getting some of this beautiful scenery. So yeah, I have a new friend. Hey buddy! Scotland! Birthday trip.
We're here.
We just got distracted by this, so we're just having a look. But yeah, we arrived about 10 minutes ago. We went, checked in. The hotel room is lovely, and now we're just, like, when we got here we just found whatever parking we could and we just parked, so now we need to go get the car and park in the actual place and then find some dinner. And then I think both of us just crash out for the evening.
Yeah, I need like vegetables. I had so many of those chocolates on the drive. I need like real food.
I was the behaved one for once. I stuck with my drink. I had like 2 Percy pigs and I had like 2 of your eggs, and then I didn't snack. So I feel great. Yeah. But we made it. We didn't die. Woo!
It was touch and go there for a little bit. Some of those roads were scary,
but we got it.
And it's beautiful.
They're reading. It's all good. Scared. It started off nice and then the more I chewed.
What does it taste like?
I've never tasted anything like it, so I can't compare.
Is it meaty?
Yes. It's meaty, but also like spicy. Not spicy, like peppery. Herby. Nah.
has beautiful scenery.
We have an Ashley with us. And a Ram. And a me. is my birthday. It's the end of the day because I didn't record anything this morning because we kind of just wanted to wash my hair and get out and go. Okay, rundown of the day.
We did stuff.
And Ren can fill me in if there's anything I forget. We started off with, I found that there was a gluten-free bakery.
Sugar Daddies.
Called Sugar Daddies. And unfortunately, I forgot to take photos of the stuff we got. But also, it was like way out of the way of anywhere else. And it was about a 20-minute walk to get to. And then when we got there, they'd sort of sold out of most of their morning things that were what we wanted for like breakfast. And they still had another hour. And we were like, well, in an hour, we want to be off doing the next thing. So we bought some like pastries. Ren got some like, they were kind of shaped like donuts, but they were cinnamon sugar cake things and they were incredible. How was your brownie?
Very rich. And it was a Snickers. It was a Snickers brownie that was like an actual Snickers bar in it. It was good, but it was a lot. It was huge.
But it was good. That's the important bit.
You liked yours.
Oh, I bought one that was like buttercream. It was buttercream and caramel drizzle with like sandwiched between two cookies and then a little bit of salt sprinkled on top. It was incredible. And then after that, we took a pretty long trek back up the hill to Lighthouse Bookshop. Well, first of all, we stopped off at we needed caffeine. So we went to a coffee shop that was right next to the bookshop. And I got my first ever calzone and it was amazing. It was caramel flavoured. And then we went to Lighthouse Bookshop, which is a queer, feminist, LGBT bookshop. And it was amazing. And at first I was just picking up random books. And then I decided, no, I would like to prioritise Scottish or queer and things like that. So I picked up Slow Seasons. Ren also picked this up. But we got Slow Seasons by Rosie Steer, which is a Celtic wheel of the year book connecting to nature. And is essentially what I'm after, where I want to reconnect both with nature and with my Celtic pagan kind of background. And so I feel like this is going to be a beautiful book to help. And already one of the quotes in it resonated with me so hard. I'd always felt connected with nature until the disconnect of my depression took its roots in my mind. Yeah, so I'm hoping this is going to help me reconnect. Then I picked up one that I've been looking for the whole time we've been here because I had no interest whatsoever in this book, and then I've heard someone talk about it so much. So I picked up What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, and I do love that cover with all the mushrooms. It just looks cool. Another Scottish writer is Jenny Fagan. Firstly, I was attracted to the colour and the design on this. It's gorgeous. And it's a small collection of poetry that just looks at all of human life. And it's like themes of the identity of place, love and the unloved. And yeah, it's got a mixture of Scots and Gaelic in here. And I'm just like really looking forward to reading it. Especially as we all know, I'm not a poetry reader, but I thought it'd be nice to pick up. And then I thought, A, it will finish a series, and B, it's queer. Iris Kelly Doesn't Date by Ashley Herring-Blake, so this will finish off the Brightwood Creek series, I think it's called. Bright Falls, thank you. So I now have all 3 books and I've read the first one, so that's like another one I can try and get finished. So those were all like ones that Ren bought for me as gifts. Hi Laszlo. So these were all the ones that Ren bought me, as modelled by Mr. Laszlo. And then as we were getting ready to pay, I picked up, I noticed on the shelf, well, no, Ren noticed, Sensory, which anyone who knows Ren's channel, they have read it and loved it last year. So graphic novel all about life on the autistic spectrum. And yeah, I grabbed this one for myself and I bought this for myself as a bit of a birthday present. And then we got a free sampler as well called Song of the Wild Night, by LJ Amber, who again, I think the server said that this was a Scottish writer, but it's like an erotic fantasy.
Is it queer too?
I think it was. I'm sure.
I think on a little piece of paper that said that this was a freebie, I think they said it was queer.
So yeah, it's like queer erotic fantasy. We walked up to Greyfriars Bobby, the statue, and we went into the pub that's called the Greyfriars Bobby, and they had the most beautiful food there. I got a lamb shank shepherd's pie, and Ren got a salmon, and it was really, really, really nice and lovely, and the staff were really lovely in there. After which we went back down to one of the shops we went to the other day, and we went to the Black Moon Botanica, and we both picked up a Morticia perfume. I picked up a different one yesterday and then got this one today, so I now have a couple of little perfumes to carry around with me. And then we carried on down to Armchair Bookshop with Armchair Books, which neither of us were overly impressed with. Everyone lauds it as like this incredible, amazing secondhand bookshop, and we were just like, this place is hell. It was great for the books, like there were so many books, but for how many books there were, I didn't feel like there was the most amazing selection, and there were just so many people, and it was so cramped. It was just so super claustrophobic. I felt more claustrophobic in there than I did in another place that I'm about to talk about. That I'll be talking about soon. After that, we made our way back and we went to the museum. We went back to Greyfriars art shop, where I picked up a watercolour brush that is honestly the tiniest little tip you have ever seen. It's almost invisible. It's that tiny. You almost can't even see the end of the brush. It's that tiny. It's ridiculous, but I love it, and it'll be great for some of the finer details that I do in my art. Got a few Tombos to add to the collection. The main thing that I got were a square notebook that has Greyfriars art shop, so I'll always remember where it came from. And then taking inspiration from my friend Alex, whenever he goes traveling, he has like a little sketchbook, and he likes to do on the scene, on the spot drawings, or he'll take photos of places to then sketch. So that's what I'm going to do, and the first one that I'm going to do is Greyfriars Kirk. There's a little statue of Bobby, and I'm going to do a little sketch of it in here. Then we went round to the museum. Unfortunately, by this point, we were both so tired. We were both in a lot of pain, because by this point, we'd walked about 12,000 steps, and it was only 2:00. Yeah,
not fun.
We went down to the ancient civilization bit, and we were just walking around doing nothing, and then we sat down and we both were like, yeah. And I sort of suggested, let's just go to the gift shop and just buy a souvenir book to tell us what we would have seen. So that's what we did. We bought a souvenir book. We did go into like the natural history section for a little bit, and we saw like the T-Rex. And I did kind of want to see the Stegosaurus, but that meant going through 5 floors and people. So I was like, no. So from there, I picked up a souvenir guide. I also got a postcard of Greyfriars Bobby, so I can put in my journal. I just picked up this really beautiful little hedgehog art print. And then they had some books that were on sale. Oh, I got a tartan pen, because can't come to Scotland and not have something tartan, even if it's not the right tartan for my family. And then there was like books that they had on sale. So I got a Supernatural Scotland, and it goes through all the stories and everything of Scotland. And then Scottish environments, so it just talks you through all the different environments and landscapes, which as an ecologist is perfect for me. After that, because we still had a lot that we did. Yeah. After that, we went to Forbidden Planet because we wanted to check out the 3 for 2 manga. Honestly, neither of us were very impressed with the Forbidden Planet. It was so cramped. They had like the entirety of what you would expect in somewhere like Birmingham
in one floor, and everyone was just smushed in, and they played the music so loud as well. It was very overwhelming, and it was literally a case of we just ran through. I just very quickly looked through the shelves to see what was there that were series I wanted to continue. Thankfully, they had a couple, so I picked up volume 2 and 3 of Cat Gamer or Cat Plus Gamer, I think this one actually is. And then I picked up the next book in the Spy Family, because even though I've read these online, I'm now reading them properly and getting them and collecting them. Then we went back to Blackwell's, which is the oldest bookstore in Edinburgh, or in Scotland. This is where we kind of went a bit insane.
You say it like I had any say in this.
I mean,
I just stood back and let you go.
In my defence, I said to Ren to set me a budget.
And I couldn't do that.
And Ren wouldn't do that. Not couldn't. You wouldn't do it. You were like, no.
So I set a volume limit.
Yeah, so they set a volume limit of 5 volumes. And I was very, very good, because I could have like taken the piss and been like, I'll buy 5 volumes that are like £30 each. But I didn't. I bought standard ones and a couple that were actually a little bit cheaper. But the 5 that I picked up were A Sign of Affection Volume 1, because I've been wanting to get hold of this for quite a while. Our Not So Lonely Travel Guide, which again is one I've had on my radar for a while. And then to continue series, I got the second Yakuza and Stray Kitten. And then I picked up, for my final 2, volume 2 and 3 of The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again Today. And then someone was like, well, they have 2, 3 and 4, so why not get the 4th one?
Yeah, well, at that point, it was like, what's one more?
$12.99.
I was tired. You could have taken huge advantage of me at that point. I was like, just do whatever. Here's a card.
Yeah, I probably could have like bought £500 worth of manga, and they wouldn't have just been like, yeah, whatever. But I was trying to not take the piss. And then the last thing that I bought was one that I bought myself. I saw it the other day, yesterday. It felt like a week ago. I saw it yesterday. I've not seen it anywhere else. But that is Crucible of Chaos by Sebastian de Castell. This is a follow-on series to The Greatcoat. So I was like, okay, I really want to read this, but I want to finish the Greatcoat series first, and then I'll get to this. So yeah, I got that. So that was it for the shopping. We then went to a really lovely Italian place for dinner.
So nice.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy my carbonara as much as I did the first night we got here. I also had carbonara at a different place, and it was so much nicer, but the garlic bread, I could have died for that garlic bread. And then it was time for the surprise. Well, we went to a coffee shop, and I had a really nice hazelnut hot chocolate, but it was just like way too sickly by the end. And then I had a surprise that I'd hidden from Ren that I'd bought tickets for, and that was to do a ghost tour, because Ren had kind of mentioned that they wanted to do it. I was like, I absolutely not, I do not want to do it, and I hate those things, and then booked it anyway. And so we went. The woman was called Sarah. We did it through City of the Dead Tours. She was absolutely incredible.
All the 5 stars. The best tour I've ever been on.
Yeah, same. She was like, she knew how to build the atmosphere. She knew how to tell the stories, but without making it like really disrespectful. She had local connections, and she herself, like her house backs onto the Greyfriars Kirkyard. But what was really funny is because we'd been in there early in the day, and I was telling Ren about the Black Mausoleum and the Poltergeist and where it all was. And they were like, ooh. And then I was like trying really hard to not give it away that that's where we were coming back to like that night to see it in person.
Did really well. I had no clue.
Yeah. So I was quite proud of that. And then I very quickly remembered that the reason why I really hate ghost tours and anything to do with the paranormal and ghosts is because I am so susceptible to it. And it's like she's telling all these stories, and I was like, yeah, okay. And I was getting tingling feelings and things before she even said about them. And then one of the things that she was saying about is like getting home and finding strange bruises. And I was like, there's no way. And then I got back, I took my trousers off to like get changed into my pajamas. And I was like, what is this? Like, what is this? Mind my hairy legs. But these bruises, like, that bit was there before because that's like an old injury. These bruisings, they were not there this morning. Just telling you that now. They were not there. And I was freaking out. A little bit.
You were like, ghosts aren't real, ghosts aren't real.
Like, nope. I must have hit something. And I was like, but I definitely didn't. And then, unfortunately, we couldn't then figure out which bus we needed to get home. And any that were coming our way, by the time the bus turned up, we would have just been back anyway. So we just ended up walking back. And then when we got back to the hotel, we opened the door. And the cutest thing ever, we had the cleaners come in today to just like change everything over. And there was a little card on the table with a little happy birthday and a box of chocolates. So I was like, oh my God. Oh, and then one of the just armchair books. I picked up Your Name and I got aptly The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. And then when we were at the tour, I made the mistake of saying that it was my birthday. And then Ren reminded them that it was my birthday. Yeah. And so when we finished the tour guide was like, where's the birthday girl? We can't let anybody leave here without singing happy birthday. And I was like, oh no. And I was like, I'm gone, I'm leaving. And then she was like, come on, and brought me to the front. And she was like, well, you can't really say that it's not a unique birthday experience being sung to by a group of strangers in the middle of a graveyard after a ghost tour. And I was like, that is true, because we were standing directly in front of Greyfriars Bobby's grave. And it was like, so it was just quite magical, because it was like, you know, we've just had this ghost tour, we're standing in one of the most haunted places in the world, in front of one of the most iconic dogs in the world, and I'm getting my birthday sung to. Unfortunately, we didn't get it on video, because at that point my phone had died, and I was using Ren's phone, and I forgot to give it back to them. But it was so magical. It's like, I'm never going to forget that experience. But yeah, the coming home and finding that that I have bruises on my leg, I'm like, that kind of freaked me out. And I'm like, ghosts aren't real. Ghosts aren't real.
Except they are.
I cannot think of a birthday off the top of my head that's topped today. Like, yeah, we're in a lot of pain. Yes, we're exhausted. Yes, I'm now very overwhelmed because I have so many books to choose from. Because these aren't even the books that I got yesterday or the day before either. There's books from every single day of this trip, but they will be a separate video. I will just do a big, this is what I hauled. I'm just so full of love and joy, and yeah, so, and thank you to everyone that
I was like, can I have some paracetamol?
Okay, thank you so much to everyone that said happy birthday. You made my day so special, and especially Ren, who is now dying and I need to now go feed painkillers. So thank you all so much. It was a magical day. Love you guys so much. I nearly said happy birthday to all of you, but no. I'm tired, y'all. I'm gonna go to bed now. Love you lots.
Edinburgh Castle. Whoop, whoop. It's more sleet than snow, but we finally got like white, watery, icy stuff from the sky. And Ren is kind of just in absolute amazement and has just kind of been frozen. Ha! And has just kind of been frozen in place for the past couple of minutes, just like. But yeah, today we are at Edinburgh Castle. So I've got a hot chocolate to keep me warm. And then as we got the hot chocolate, I was like, I think there's white stuff in the sky. And 2 seconds later, this started. So we got snow. I didn't get it on my birthday, but we got snow. I think I've lost Ren for the day now. It's very cute, very adorable. Yeah, I'm gonna try and extract Ren from their happy place, but I kind of don't want to. I'll just leave them in the cold. They can freeze and I'll go inside. Because I'm a good girlfriend.
If you have been watching my reading vlog, you'll have had like the sort of overview, and then this is like the in-depth. So today, I say it was a quieter day, but then we realised that it kind of wasn't. But basically this trip, yeah, so Friday was 13,000 steps, Saturday was 19,000, very close to 20,000, and then today was, I've got mine as like 13, so it's like very, very, like 13,800, so it was very, very, very close to 14, and the day's not even over yet. I've still got to walk to the front to go and collect our food when we order it, because we're back at the hotel and we're ordering in dinner, so yeah, we don't want to go out anymore. We're tired of having to go out and walk. So we decided we're going to order from the place that we went to the first night because we really, really liked it. And we're going to order from there. And yeah, so it's been a very, 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 very long, tiring weekend. It's been amazing. Oh God, are we exhausted? And then so we got up after having an extra hour of sleep, and then we went to this little cafe that was, as Ren said, it was very bougie, but it was really, well, Ren did not like the Americano. They got an iced Americano. Was it an iced Americano? Yeah. They got an iced Americano, took one sip and were like, that is vile. And I had an...
It was gross.
Yes, they're on the floor editing. And I'm in bed recording. So yeah, they got that and then some avocado smashed toast thing that they said was reasonably good. And I got my favourite Eggs Benedict, and I also ordered an apple juice, but it was literally they just put an apple in the juicer and juiced it, and I wasn't expecting it, and it was just like a texture thing for me. I was like, not really liking this. But the eggs, when they first came out, I was like, what the hell is this? Because it was sprinkled with paprika. And I was like, what the hell? I've never once in my life had Eggs Benedict with paprika sprinkled on it. Surprisingly very nice. And again, it was something new, and I've been very good at trying new foods on this trip that I normally wouldn't. And then obviously while we've been here, I was like, I need to try haggis, and I did, and I regretted it, and I'll never do it again. But I did it. And then we went to the city where we found our way towards the castle. I was going to say it was quite quick and painless, but karma came back to bite me on the ass.
What about this trip has been painless? You're in so much pain all the time.
However, dickhead here just remembered. So last night on the ghost tour, she was like, oh, I hope you don't mind stairs. There's like lots of stairs coming up. And I was like, this is nothing. It was like 20 stairs. Yeah, karma came back and bit me on the ass for that, because to get to the castle gates from where we were at that point, it was about 60 stairs, and oh no, it must have been more than that. It was like 4 different flights of stairs, and each one had about 20 stairs on it. It was like mountainous and a steep incline, and I was like, yep, this is what I get for speaking out against the ghosts. Ren was kind of speeding ahead and doing really well.
That's because I'm really stubborn, and I was like, I am going to beat this.
Meanwhile, I stopped halfway through, and there was like a family that had also stopped, and I was just like, hi guys! Hi folk, I'm just going to join you for a minute, and they thought that was highly amusing. And then eventually the next batch I passed Ren, and Ren was like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah,
but
my stubbornness ran out, and I was like, kill me now.
Between the two of us, we eventually got up there, and I was like, I can't feel my calves anymore. But then it was quite a nice gentle incline up to the castle, or I found it quite nice and gentle. So the castle itself, I wasn't expecting it, even though I knew it was a fortress and had been fortified, I wasn't expecting it to be so military and battle history heavy. It was like, I'm used to castles that are more about the history and the lives of the people that lived there, and having like open rooms where it's got like, you know, bed chambers and galleries and things like that. This one was more like a massive war museum, And it kind of, apart from a couple of bits, I'd say 90% of the castle was built around military and military history, which I have no interest in. So, and Ren was kind of like, about most of it. There were a couple of bits that we went into because it was like, might as well as we're here. But yeah, it was just kind of...
But we saw the crown jewels.
Yes. Yeah, we saw the Scottish crown jewels. That was pretty cool. Weren't allowed to take any photos though, which is annoying. There was one person though that kept, the whole way around that bit, it kept saying no photos, no cameras, no this. And she just kept on taking photos. But then when she got into the room, they were like, no photos!
She still did anyways.
Yeah, she still took the photo. And I was like, well, they should have made her delete it. I was like, what's the point in enforcing a rule if you're not then going to punish people who break it? But she should have been escorted from the premises or something. That's just my opinion. But it's like in the war memorial as well, there were so many people. I think I saw 3 different people with their phones out, even though it said very clearly all around, no photos. There was one point, a woman stood next to the sign that said no phones, took her phone out and started playing a video. And I was like, how disrespectful can you be? And yeah, I managed to keep my mouth shut only because I was like, I don't really want to mortify Ren by like blasting off at these people. But oh boy, did I want to. But it was really nice. Some of the views were absolutely incredible. It was interesting to get some of the history. My baby. And yeah, it was a really nice time. It was just not quite what I was expecting it to be. And then after that, we were like, right, let's just go. We've still got about an hour and a half before the underground tour, the history tour. So we were like, let's go get food. And we ended up at this place called the Filling Point. And I got the chicken and ribs. And oh, they were amazing. I think the highlight... They were like, food-wise, that was the best meal of this trip. The barbecue sauce they put on the ribs was just, it was gorgeous. And Ren had nachos that were also very, very good. They're giving me the thumbs up. And yeah, it was quite nice. And then we went and had the underground tour. I can't show you videos. We weren't allowed to video, same as with the ghost tour. But in the next bit, I will show you some of the like photos that I took. And Chicky had his day out too. Those of you who know what I'm talking about know, but I have this little guy here who is called the Travelling Chick. He has been to Germany, Iceland and now Edinburgh with me, and he just takes moments on every trip to just have some fun or reflect on things. And in today's adventures, he decided that he was going to be a soldier. He went a little bit bloodthirsty and was just basically stealing all the cannons and desperately wanted to fire them, but I kept telling him no. And he was getting grumpy. And then he got scared during the ghost tour and had to hide in my scarf. So
yeah, he got scared.
Fuck off, I was fine. That time, okay, until the dog. And then for the underground tour, they gave us a set of headphones so we could hear the guide more clearly. Some of the information that we got was the same as yesterday, but it was just told in a slightly different way. And then we got extra bits on top. And then when we went down into the underground vaults, yesterday it was all about the ghosts and the bad stuff going on. This time it was more just about how the different vaults were used, what kind of families lived there and things like that. We were going around the vaults, and the biggest thing about these vaults is that there's no fresh air. There's no cold air comes in. The only way that fresh air gets into them is every night they have these special fans that they turn on that bring air in. And I noticed in one of the vaults, just out of nowhere, the bottom of my, like from my knees down on one leg in particular, just went icy cold. And I just, stupidly, I was just like, it's just probably, there's a draft come in from somewhere and I'm stood right where the draft is coming in.
Silly. The whole point of the vaults is that there is no air.
It wasn't until we came back out and I mentioned it and I was talking to Ren about it, and the tour guide overheard, and she was like, "Oh, you met the dog?" And I was like, "The what now?" And they were like, "Yeah, there's like, in which vault were you in?" And I said, "Oh, I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's the one that's got the grate at the back." And they were like, "Yeah, that's the wine vault. That's the dog." And I was like, because at one point my leg felt like when a dog, you know, when a dog just sort of leans against your leg and you kind of nearly lose your balance. I kind of felt a very gentle press, but I was like, "Oh, I've just moved my foot." And so obviously my jeans are now pressing against my leg. And then they were like, "Yeah, you met the dog." And I was like, "Great. Ghosts just like me. But I don't like them. So I wish they would just leave me alone and stop trying to tell me that they're there, because I know they're there." It's like, I believe in the stuff that I've experienced, but I struggle to really believe it as a whole and as a thing. It's a weird place to be. But yeah, then after that we were just like, we are too tired to do anything else. So we just came straight back to the hotel. And that's where I'm at now, telling you guys what we did. We did some souvenir shopping. We didn't buy any books, but we, like, Ren's, none of their family sees this, so I'm fine. All of this is like souvenirs either for Ren or Ren's family. And then, including him.
This is Francis.
Yeah, come to Scotland from Australia and give your cow a French name.
I don't choose the name. The toy chooses the name. They chose Francis. And they're fluffy.
I was like, I feel like everyone in my family, my mum used to collect tea towels wherever she went. My brother gets magnets, my sister it's key rings, someone else I know it's spoons, someone else is snow globes, and I was like, I don't really have one. And then I remembered when I went to Germany, I got a set of ducks, rubber ducks, because the German traffic lights, the men that show up on the traffic lights are just so cute and adorable, and so I bought ducks that reflect them. So I decided my thing's going to be rubber ducks. Do I like rubber ducks in general? No. Do I think they're tacky and awful? Yes. Have I still started collecting them? Yes. So I'm now a rubber duck person. But I got a bagpipe rubber duck and he's cute. And then got a little magnet and then some stickers for my journal. And that's it. Tomorrow we are heading home. What we would like to do is go back via the scenic route so that we can sort of maybe come off and see a couple of things out and about in the wilds and see more of the scenery of Scotland. Because the city's lovely, but we're both also very outdoorsy and we both want to see more outdoorsy things. So that's kind of the plan tomorrow. But it was good. And Ren got to see snow. I missed that. One of the biggest things that they wanted on this trip was snow. And even though it didn't settle, and I'm not even sure it completely was snow, I think it was more along the realms of like sleety hail. It was white stuff from the sky, and it was amazing. And they were absolutely like, yes! And yeah, that was a magical moment. If I hadn't stopped for hot chocolate, we would have missed it because it was over that quickly. But I desperately needed something to warm my hands up, so I bought a hot chocolate, and just after I finished, I was like, that was a white fleck, and Rem was like, "You sure it wasn't rain?" And then 5 minutes later, we had a sort of sleety, snowy storm. But yeah, I'm gonna go. So yeah, it was a really good day. 7:30, we're home, we're exhausted. It was an amazing holiday, an amazing trip. Oh my god, am I so glad to just be back with this little madam. There she is on the camera. It's so good to be back. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little vlog and following us on our adventure in Edinburgh. We now have just one more day, like full day, and then Ren leaves on the day after tomorrow. But yeah, it's been magical, it's been amazing, it's been the best birthday I've ever had, and yeah, it's just been amazing. So thank you for watching. I hope you're all good, I hope you're staying safe, and until next time, bye.